So the Dead Residence takes place in a world where it's between a few days and to a week after people have started to quote unquote turn. People die, but then they end up getting back up and they start talking, and they're kind of groggy at first, but progressively they get worse and worse, and finally they just end up dying off. But the characters in the show are just basically trying to get away from all of that and trying just to keep ahead of the zombies at that point. So that's what brings them to this apartment building, is that they've been running from these zombies for up to 6 blocks away, and so they're trying to just make sure everyone's still keeping up. And the world's not getting any better because, well, you'll have to see in the show what comes up, and you'll see the twist that happens. But you just have to keep in mind that what's happening isn't going away. This is going to keep getting worse and worse before it gets better. My character's name is Zane. He is kind of the jerk of the group, I guess you would say. He's the one that's very practical. He's thinking about what needs to happen next. He's always kind of planning what's going on at that moment, but he doesn't necessarily do it in the way that's the nicest way to do it, I guess. He's not really aware of anyone else's emotions within the group that he's in, and he's mostly thinking about himself and where he needs to go. Why aren't you cute when you're angry?
What did you just say?
It's so engaging. It's like you're part of the show. And so it's really not, you don't just sit back and say, oh, I'm watching a play. No, it's kind of like you're inside of the play and you're watching it and you're part of it. Like you're really feeling what these characters are going through. You're really experiencing what the zombies are doing to those characters and how it all ends. The first goal for my character is to try and survive the best he can with, depending on how he feels about the other characters in the show, maybe just, if he doesn't really care that much, just do what he needs to do and get out. That's about all he needs to do. If people come along with him, great, but that's not necessarily going to be his focus in terms of what he wants to get done. Now, as for me, personally, I just want people just to get really excited and freaked out and scream and get scared and not know what's going to happen next and be on the edge of their seat waiting to see what happens. Because it's going to be so freaky and creepy, they're not going to know what to do.
Any of you get in the way of that, I'll leave you behind! What's it called?
The show, you have to come see the show, it's awesome. It's such a good show, the cast is really into it, the emotions are high, the energy is so good. I mean, you're really going to come out of there going, wow, that was incredible! I need to see that again! You need to come and see it again, because if you only get to see one ending, that's only one part of the show. You're missing part of the show. You're missing 2/3 of the show if you don't come to all the endings. So do that first. Come to see one, and then come see the rest.
Thank you.
Sorry. We would have opened the door sooner, but we didn't know you had it on the floor with you.
Well, save the grown-ups, I get it.
You gotta understand, the last few days have been